Hey everybody, welcome to One Flight Down. I just finished like 2 straight hours of yard work, and you know what the best part about yard work is? It's the beer you have when you're done. And this seems like a really good post-yard work beer. It's a Steam Whistle Pilsner from Toronto, Ontario. Let's crack this open. A Steam Whistle opened in 1998 at the historic John Street Roundhouse in Toronto. At the base of the CN Tower, it's a really, really cool space. If you ever get a chance to go there, I highly recommend it. I've done a brewery tour there. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, and I really like this beer. I mean, that said, it's been a couple of years since I've had it. And I have had, a lot of great beers since. So I hope I like this as much as I did before. As you can see, it's a very golden color. Not much of a head on there. Pretty active with the carbonation. Bready note on the nose. Maybe a little bit of a sweetness. Yeah, let's go in for a sip. It's crisp and refreshing and light. Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you want a nice light beer after some yard work or on a hot day when you're sitting outside, you cannot go wrong with this. I really would be surprised if there's a much better Pilsner on the Canadian market that isn't or that is like as mass produced as this is, because I mean it's an independent brewery, but you can get it all across Canada. They've really grown over the years, but you can see why. It's a really tasty beer. And when they first opened, this was all they served. There was kind of that do one thing, do it right kind of a philosophy. And I mean, anytime I traveled out there, I would always go and get one of these in the bars. And then kind of mid-2000s, you could start finding it in BC and Alberta, and it finally became here, available in Manitoba, where I live, in around like 2012, around that time period. But yeah, this is a very solid beer. When I was at the brewery last time, which would have been 2019, they did have another beer. They had a pale ale. And apparently they've also done, I think they had a shandy at one point and another kind of a lager. But I was checking out their website today, and they seem to be back to the do one thing, do it right philosophy, and they're sticking with the Pilsner. And I mean, it is a super solid beer. So yeah, I definitely recommend this. It's really, really light on the mouthfeel. Not too heavily carbonated. Not a lot of aftertaste or anything. Yeah, it's quite nice. I am planning actually to visit Toronto in the near future. I don't know if I'll be returning to Steam Whistle. I've been there a couple times, but Toronto's a pretty good beer town. There are a lot of solid breweries there that I've been hearing about. But I mean, should I go to the ones I've already been to? I've been to maybe a dozen, and most of them have been great. But yeah, I kind of feel like maybe I should check out more, because I think, yeah, they've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 breweries right there. And who knows, we might even venture out of Toronto a bit and even like head up Niagara way or something like that. And a lot of the surrounding towns in the Greater Toronto area and Southern Ontario they have a lot of breweries around there too, so I might check some of those out as well. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be doing the Steam Whistle in person there or not, but that said, if I wind up in a rather generic bar, they've always got it on tap, and I would definitely have some of that for sure. Another thing too, I really like the can design on there. But if you can find this in a bottle, it's even better. Like, that's something about, they're in these really, really cool green bottles. But they're heavier bottles than your average beer bottle. So in a way, I'm glad that they're sold in cans here because, yeah, carrying those home, I guess a little heavy. You know, you're getting a dozen of those, which I did a couple times when it first came available here. But yeah, it's the cans are still pretty cool. But yeah, that's all we got for today. Just another quick deck edition. Also testing out my lav mic, which I've had for a while, but I haven't gotten around to using yet. I was missing a dongle. Got a dongle, and hopefully it's all working now. Because if I do head out to Toronto, and I've got a couple other possible road trips and things I'm looking at, I want to be able to record live on location doing some brewery stuff. And yeah, that's kind of hard to do without a microphone. If you saw my Winnipeg Beer Fest video, yeah, the audio on that could get a little dodgy without, you know, with just using an iPhone microphone. It did the job, but you can always do a little bit better. Anyways, take care of yourselves. We'll do this again real soon. Cheers.
Again, I'm tired and I need to go home.